So hey folks, hope you are all well. I've decided to fix it once and for all. So I've got my side stand off, kickstand, side stand, whatever you want to call it. So I plan to, or I had planned to cut it, take off maybe 3/4 of an inch. But then somebody online, hey Todge, is it Todge29? Something like that. The guy's only 29 obviously. It's amazing how rough he looks for a 29-year-old. I'm kidding, bud. Hope you're doing well, hope your shoulder's a lot better than it was. But anyway, back to the side stand. Todge suggested heating it up and bending it. So I thought I'll try it out on a bit of tube. And this was straight. So I figured if I bent this into this shape, I would lose a little bit of length on it. And it might just make it that little bit easier to live with. If I was more confident a welder, I would actually just cut that off there and weld this on. So we'll see how it turns out. Another method I opted with doing, as I said, is cutting it. But I've never welded anything in my life, so I've been practicing on this, and it's far from perfect. Don't know how well the camera's picking that up. I've actually put my lid on here, but I've not got a media mod, so I'm speaking a little louder so you can hear me, as my mic's not plugged in obviously. So I figured, what can go wrong? So my only dilemma now is to heat it up with the blowtorch, bend it into shape, or out of shape, or do I cut it and weld it? Here we go. No, a little bit more. Don't want to overdo it obviously, but you can bend it back into shape. I sadly destroyed my oversized footplate while trying to get it off. Two of the screws came out alright, one of them was just seized solid. Surprise, surprise, it's still hot. I'll go and quench this, let it cool down for a bit, then I'll try it on the bike. Well, there we go, that's it quenched and cooled down. And back on temporarily. That's the sort of kick it's got in it. Kink, whatever you want to call it. Curve. So I'm going to pull it down off the centre stand, stick it on the side stand carefully, and see how the lean is at that. I've got oh, I know for sure, I think I'm going to have to bend the bottom plate very slightly, but we'll see. So I've decided not to bother heating it up and bending it anymore. The way it's going to sit is, the stand will have more pressure on the heel, oops, this end, than the toe once the bike's laid over on it. So that's probably the best way to go. So we'll see. So I'm going to bolt it on, try it properly, and then I'll give it a rub down and a paint. But not now, because I'm going home. I'll pick this up another day, hopefully in the morning. I'm pretty much blown away by how much this is leaning over now. It is perfect. Although I'll need to get a test ride to try it for certain. So no, that's sitting quite good, the plate. Or the factory foot plate. There's maybe 10mm between the toe and the ground. And the heel is hard on the ground, obviously. So I'll get it back off again and get it sanded and painted. I might actually just do that just now. I've decided to just hang about a bit later here just today. So here we have it, all rubbed down and ready for paint. I see we'll call it a blemish right here. I think that's where I've went a bit too close with the torch. So that will have weakened it a little bit, I imagine. So what I'll do is I'll build it up a bit with a bit of weld and rub it down again and then paint it. There we go, I just filled it in with weld and the bits that weakened. So definitely paint tomorrow. Definitely home time now. Right, I promise I'm away. My way home. I'm starving now. But first layer painted. Well, here we go, folks. The following day. The stand is on. It's had about 3 coats of paint. 1 last night, then it's done another 2 today. So I've got the springs on here. Not 1000% certain that they're the right way, but they are the way they come off, so I'll just put them back on the same way again. Let's just put this camera down. I'll try and capture what I'm doing here. They were an absolute pig to get the springs off. I used pliers. Vice grips would have possibly been better. But I figured to put them back on again, we'd get a cable tie. And we shall feed one end in so it locks in itself. So you've got this, and then put that round the hook, hook on the spring. I'll just show you with this one. Well, this one's a bit trickier. So what you need to do is feed the cable tie through the loop with the hook that's on the side stand here. Right, let's try this again. I actually gave the little hook on the spring here. In fact, it's the right hand spring here. There's one on the left and one on the right, looking at it straight on this way. So I gave that a little squeeze there. It had opened up a little bit. So I gave it a little squeeze to close it, so that should make it easier to now pull it through here, hopefully. But it's been fairly straightforward actually to do this. Well, there's one on. Goodness, the tension on them is unbelievable. So the cable ties are now trapped inside here. Oops, there we go, I got that one off at least. I'll just cut this with pliers, if the pliers will cut. Which they won't, obviously. Oh, really? I'll grab the camera. You'll get the picture anyway. Just kick this mat out the road. So, springs now in place. Brilliant. So what a difference that will make. Peace out. Take care, folks. Cheers for watching. Adios.